Well, they told me to get up here and tell my story and ask for money. So that's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to do it several times, just so you know. My story, well, this is going to be a real snoozer for you. So please pull out your phones, set your alarms for about 10 minutes from now, and if you do, can you set the ringtone to duck or marimba? Because I want a whole bunch of ducks and marimbas to wake people up in about 10 minutes. But duck marimba is probably a dinner that we'll have here next year. Duck marimba with a side of rice pilaf, maybe a little vegetable medley, or asparagus spears if we're lucky. Thank you, Judge Elmore, for sharing your story with us today. You're a true example of student success. Hello, everyone. My name is Mark Frost, and I'm the principal of Innovation Central High School, the school formerly known as Central High School on Heritage Hill. I've worked in Grand Rapids Public Schools for 27 years in a wide-ranging capacity. 17 of those years, I was a classroom teacher at the elementary, middle school, and high school levels. I've also been a principal at the elementary, middle school, and high school levels. I've been both a middle school and a high school athletic director, and I've coached over 20 seasons of elementary school sports. So by definition, I'm a jack of all trades, master of squat. I grew up in a small town of about 4,000 people in Fremont, Michigan, home of Gerber baby food. Yeah, very good. I like school and I love to learn, but like so many students, I was inspired more by the learning that happened outside the classroom. I graduated from Michigan State University, and in 1991, GRPS saw something in me that other districts did not, and they gave me a shot at being a classroom teacher. And I will admit, I was awful that first year. Seriously. And I did more learning and growing than the students that I taught. Not only did I learn a lot about instruction and classroom management, but I began learning about poverty and its limiting power, its barriers to access of opportunities and experiences. I realized that if left alone, poverty has the strength to restrict and stifle dreams. It was during that first year I found that my students were not engaged in being exposed to the same fun and educational activities that I remember doing when I was in school. So I became intensely dedicated to providing my students with some of the same things I was privileged enough to experience. I coordinated spelling bees and geography bees. I organized field days and fun days, coached and led basketball teams to victories and losses, more victories than losses. And I wrote and directed 4 civil rights plays in 4 years with my 4th and 5th grade students at Oakdale Elementary School. I know then and I know now that any inequity in school can lead to significant consequences. Consequences that hinder the opportunities that reveal the hidden talents in students. If inequity in schools exists, many students' gifts will never be realized or developed. Now, with the help of the Grand Rapids Student Advancement Foundation and you, these fundamental experiences for students to explore and wonder can open doors to future successes. With my own daughter, Ava, who is now 16, I've tried very hard to open doors and to reveal and hone both her visible and hidden talents. I've done my best to help her realize her own dreams and hopes for her future. One moment in particular comes to mind. About 5 years ago, Ava and I took a road trip to Philadelphia to see the U.S. women's national soccer team play. During our time there, we visited historical landmarks and points of interest and saw their game, but what stood out most to me was the Franklin Institute, a great interactive science museum named after Ben Franklin himself that was peppered throughout with his famous quotes, such as, "A stitch in time saves 9, a penny saved is a penny earned," and one of my favorites that I've known for a long time, 3 people can keep a secret if 2 of them are dead. Out of all the quotes that I saw, though, the one that really got me on the spot and stood out was this one. Genius without education is like silver in the mine. And that was really so profound to me, I want to repeat it. Genius without education is like silver in the mine. Immediately after reading that quote, names and faces of students and athletes flashed through my mind. Students and players I had whose talents were underdeveloped, who needed encouragement, support, and proper direction. Those names and faces flashing through my mind were students whose silver had not yet been mined or properly refined. My daughter is blessed to be able to have a mother and a father who work to provide experiences and opportunities for her, like visiting historical places, regular museum visits, exposing her to arts, sports, and much more. And I have to believe that many, many of you in this room have tried to do the same, silver mining and refining with your own children. You might think nothing of paying for your child's dance or music lessons, a membership to the Children's Museum, or a visit to the zoo. You might make sure that for every sports season, your own children have the appropriate equipment, like a good lacrosse stick, the right kind of softball bat, or the proper pair of cleats. Each of these requires money, and for a great many of our students, this can be a real barrier. This is where you and the Grand Rapids Student Advancement Foundation can be the great equalizer and help mine that silver from each of our students. And it has to start young. With each passing year, building on to the next, we have a real opportunity to make a great impact in our students' lives. I personally see the impact on my high school students, especially the past 2 years, where the foundation has provided grant funds for our Freshman Focus program, a vital program where freshmen, like now thriving sophomore Shania Carter, who took the opportunity last year to receive additional tutoring help after school in all subject areas. Funds were provided to help reward and incentivize ninth graders who committed to receiving this help throughout the school year. And Innovation Central Social Studies teacher Dan Morse every year brings a group of students to Lansing for the Michigan Youth and Government Leadership Conference. This year, more students than ever wanted to be involved, which is great news, but unfortunately, some of our students could not afford the cost of the trip. But because of the generosity of donors, the Grand Rapids Student Advancement Foundation was able to graciously step in and make sure funds were available for those students. Because of this kindness, students who otherwise would not have had the opportunity were able to experience firsthand the inner workings of our state's government. And what is that worth? Having diverse urban students understand firsthand how government works, for me, that's priceless. And I could go on about all the things the Grand Rapids Student Advancement Foundation does for our students because of people like you here today. We saw the impact of the gifts in the videos, from rebuilding our libraries to getting violins into the hands of students, from access to art supplies to funding culturally significant field trips and K-8 athletics. All students, because of donor dollars tonight, will experience vital educational opportunities that will mine and develop the skills, the hidden talents, and the genius that our students have. I'm here as an advocate for our students. We, all of us in this room, are the building blocks to ensure our students are given every opportunity to succeed. Tonight is about leveling the playing field. Tonight is about removing barriers and coming together behind every GRPS school, behind every GRPS student, and saying, we're with you. We must build together for our kids and for our students. Throughout the 27 years that I've been involved with GRPS, I have seen firsthand the difference we can make when we all pull together. I am thankful for the blessings that have allowed me to support the dreams of our students, and tonight I've been given this privilege of asking you to join me in this important work. We have a goal to raise $60,000 tonight, right here, right now. Perhaps this will entice you to consider stretching your gift a little further. Thanks to Lisa Litzenberger-Meyer, all new and increased recurring gifts to the Grand Rapids Student Advancement Foundation will be matched up to $25,000. For example, if you make a gift of $25 a month for the next year, your gift will be matched dollar for dollar. Your $300 becomes $600 gift. This incredibly generous matching gift will help us provide even more meaningful educational experiences to unleash new dreams and to help all of our students learn, grow, and thrive. On your table, you will find a pledge card. Please take a moment to review and complete it now. As you make your gift, we have volunteers ready to help collect these cards at the ballroom doors as you leave this evening. And what kind of gift will you consider giving that'll help develop our next generation of creative problem solvers? Is it a commitment of $150 a month to provide hundreds of students the opportunity to discover the natural wonders at Blandford Nature Center? Or will you mine and refine our students' natural curiosity with a gift of $7,500? Perhaps your gift of $10 a month or a $120 one-time gift will ensure healthy lifestyles by sponsoring 4 students' desires to join their school's basketball team. Or maybe you want to inspire students through ensuring a stringed music program for $25 per month. Please know that whatever the gift, you have the power to mine and refine our students' silver and to make a tremendous impact on their lives. We're incredibly grateful to you for making a difference in the lives of the students of the Grand Rapids Public Schools. And now, I'm going to give you a minute to fill out that pledge card. Mr. Secchi is questioning that. Can't fill it out right now? You know, I'd say start with the numbers. Let's go numbers first. There's numbers on a plastic card, maybe in your wallet. Then there are numbers with zeros. So in education land, I'm going to give you some wait time. Everybody else calls it awkward time. You know, and sometimes people say, you know, you throw enough mud at a wall, some of it's going to stick. It all sticks here. But some of this blows holes in these barriers for these kids because you're going to give them some insight into playing a violin. Some people have some real true artistic, athletic, musical genius that you're trying to unlock right now. Well, whatever gift you've decided to make today, whether it's signing up, making a gift at another level, or if you've simply given the gift of your valuable time to be here tonight, I sincerely thank each and every one of you. So thank you very much for joining us tonight. Have a good night, everybody.